So yeah, last Sunday, members of our Soul Revolution youth group loaded up and set out on our mission trip to Steubenville, Ohio. I don't think that any of us knew exactly what to expect or what impact it would have on our lives. We arrived at First Westminster Presbyterian Church Sunday evening and met the members of the YouthWorks staff, Dave, Rick, Molly, and Lauren, and the 9 members of the other church group that we would be serving with from St. Peter's Lutheran Church in Corydon, Indiana. We unloaded our luggage and got to check out our luxury accommodations, which was basically some classrooms in the church where we spread out our air mattresses and sleeping bags. We traveled to Steubenville High School, or Big Red, as everyone there referred to it, every afternoon to use their showers. I have to admit, I wasn't real thrilled about the idea of using a locker room shower. But after our first work day on Monday, that shower felt so good. For the service projects that we did during the week, we were divided into 2 teams that consisted of members from both our group and the group from St. Peter's. Jasmine and Luke were on the different teams, and they're going to come up and tell you a little bit about what each team did.
Okay, so our team, we did a kids club during the day, and in the morning we would go to a local nursing home. So we would get up every morning and we would go to the nursing home, and we just kind of talked with them there and just got to know them, played games with them. We painted some of the ladies' nails. So that was just nice, and a lot of them, told us that they didn't have very many visitors throughout the year, so it was really nice, and they really appreciated it. And one of the women from the other church got the hymnal from the church, and she went and we played some hymns with them and sang, and so they liked that a lot, and a lot of them knew the songs. And then in the afternoon we would go back to the church, and some of the drivers would go out into the neighborhoods and pick up the kids and take them to a local church or a high school, and they would serve them lunch there. And then they would go and pick them back up and bring them to the church. And out in the parking lot we had different stations set up, and the kids ranged from ages 3 to 12, some were even older than that. And there was one woman in the community named Miss Candy, and all the kids knew her, and she lived in one of the projects in downtown Steubenville, and she would bring all the kids to the church, and she would walk with them. And they've had this, YouthWorks has had the site in Steubenville for I think 8 years or so, and she's been doing it every year, and all the kids knew her and loved her, and she got them in line when they were acting up, and they knew her, and so she was a really big help and a blessing. And so we had a craft station and a game station and a story station, and so the kids would just rotate, and some of us were group leaders, so we would travel with our age groups around. It was kind of like our VBS here, and so we did that on the playground, and that was fun. And it was just, the kids, a lot of them had told us that they didn't really do much in the summer, or their parents would kind of go outside and play for the day and come back for dinner. So that was a good thing that they had for the summer. And then one night we had a community picnic, and so we grilled out and set up tables in the parking lot, and everyone from the community came. So we got to meet some people, and some of the kids from Kids Club brought their parents, and so we got to meet them. So it was really fun.
Good morning. I was able to be part of the other group, the work service group. And we, the majority of what we did was help out one woman named Patricia. And we went into her apartment and just helped her clean up. She had recently been, due to financial and retiring, she had moved from a house into an apartment and then into an even smaller apartment, which is where we were helping out. And from the moment we got there, it was very evident that whoever had moved her into that apartment didn't care for her a whole lot, and so her stuff was just strewn throughout the apartment. there's no real organization or, and she had a lot of stuff. So we had our work cut out for us. So we spent at least a few hours every day that we were there helping her out and getting her organized. She was very reluctant to get rid of some of her things that needed to go. But you could tell just as the week went on and as we were able to connect with her on a personal level, she just was so more relaxed with us and trusted us so much more. And it was great to just have that relationship with her and, through helping her and serving her to also be able to gain a friend and have a personal relationship with this woman. A few other things that our group got to do was we spent some time on the side of the street painting street curbs. There were some curbs that had been painted quite a while ago, but most of the paint was chipped off, and so we spent some fun time in the hot sun painting the side of the streets. And we also were able to help out a local organization just pick up litter on the side of the street. And so it was really cool just to be able to, use our able bodies while we can and help out the community of Steubenville, and through our actions lead by example, and through lead the way that Christ did, and just help out the community, which is what we came to do.
So the time that we spent there wasn't only just serving the Steubenville community. Starting Sunday, the first evening that we were there, after dinner and a group activity each night, we would get together for what they called the gathering. This was a time of worship, praise, and a message led by the YouthWorks staff centered on this year's theme of desirable. In the context of seeing others as valuable and worth serving, we talked about how God sees us in the same way, as worth pursuing, restoring, and inviting into the work God is doing in communities everywhere. Our theme verse was Luke 19:10, "For the Son of Man came to seek and save the lost." I've got that on the back of my t-shirt. As we loved and served the community, we recognized that we too need the compassion of Christ, that we are all lost apart from the pursuit of Jesus' love. And we were able to see others in the same way that God sees us, even through all our brokenness, as desirable. I learned a lot about myself on this mission trip. I learned that I need to be saved just as much as the people of Steubenville, that my brokenness is just as great as theirs, but God still loves me and desires me. After the gathering, we were given some church time where just the members of our group were able to have some time to reflect and discuss the day's activities, what we were apprehensive about, what we had enjoyed, and what we had seen and how we had seen God work. I'm so very proud of these young men and women, along with the other leaders that I had the privilege to go on this trip with. Without any griping or complaining, they were truly reaching out to meet the specific needs of others. They were also living the seed statement that we adopted for SRV. They were setting examples in speech, life, love, faith, and purity. They were empowering themselves by learning the Word of God. They were enjoying Christian fellowship. They were doing what Jesus would do. And they were serving the church, the community, the world, and above all, the Lord. It's my prayer now that we're back, that this sense of service will continue, and that God will use us for His purpose right here in Riverside and the Dayton area. We did take some pictures and videos, although like for the kids club, we didn't have a lot of time to get pictures of the kids and stuff. And once we get all those together, I'm hoping to put together, like a slideshow or put it up on the website. Thank you very much.